When we first met, I was at 37K, right? Had no systems dialed in. You kind of took me in, and yeah, it's been up ever since. Probably over a half a million.
Yo, appreciate you, man, taking the time out of your day to meet with me. One of the best people, honestly, that have gone through the program that I've worked with so far. Now we're friends and homies, close friends, as well as just crushing it both in the real estate media business industry. But let's rewind back to when we first met a little while back. Tell me where you were at and kind of what were some of the things you were struggling with back then.
When we first met, I was kind of stuck in my business. I had no direction, no game plan. My revenue was low. It was full time at that time, but it was unpredictable. I had no systems in place. So I had no editing team. I had no way of acquiring new clients. I was doing all my own editing. I wasn't offering higher ticket packages within my business. So you kind of took me in and tailored different solutions for different things that I needed. And yeah, it's been up ever since. I was stuck, and now I have an automated business, and I have a couple of photographers, and we're rolling and we're growing, and every single month we're growing.
I remember when we first met, when we talked about investing in the coaching stuff, it was a big decision for you to front that kind of money. And I remember you even telling times were tough back then, financially, it was just kind of a tough time, and you were really stressed about money back then.
Yeah, at the time I had never invested into a coaching program, so I was super skeptical about giving somebody money over the internet that I had never met. But I think once you showed me your revenue numbers and your business, it was super clear that I needed to find a coach or a mentor who was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps ahead of me to fast track my process. And looking back, that was one of the best decisions I made, investing into somebody that can actually, that's been through all the same problems that I was going through at that time.
No, I love that. And we got started. You had some quick wins early on, but tell me just about the evolution. We got started plugging away at different systems and processes. What did the growth look like, and what were some of those big kind of milestones that you started to hit after we started working together?
So now we're doing $20,000 to $30,000 a month every single month consistently. I'm making more money than I've ever made before. I have reached a level of financial freedom that I never had. I'm able to travel pretty much whenever I want, wherever I want, and my quality of life has just gone way up, and I'm living the life that I want to live.
No, that's sweet, man. How's your quality life now compared to back in the day, freelancing, doing all this shit yourself?
After working with you and implementing everything into my business, my quality of life has gone way up. I was in a scarcity mindset before we worked together, and now I'm in an abundant mindset because I see the results every single month come into my business. I have skills and tools to bring on new clients whenever I want to bring on new clients, which I think is mentally just a good space to be in.
I think the biggest leverage that benefited you from the program was client acquisition. I remember what did you try before we started working together? Because you were hustling, you had the hustle, but you were just trying, you were just doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, I wasn't doing high leverage activities. So I was spending my time shooting, and I was spending my time cold calling anybody I could find off the internet, and pitching them and getting told no all the time. And that was the only way I knew how to get business at the time. And then you helped me with different scripts, and you helped me automate client acquisition through hiring, a virtual assistant overseas. And they were able to come in, and once we implemented that, my business took off. After, 6 months or so, we just started acquiring new clients at a rapid pace, and it became so busy in a really good way.
Would you mind sharing kind of how much revenue have you done total, if you have that number?
Probably over $500,000.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy. From 7K to doing over $500,000.
Yeah, definitely switching around my whole pricing was game changer. I think that's where a lot of people go wrong.
And you're on the way up too. You guys have so much momentum. You have the foundation, strong team. It's going to be inevitable to get over to $1 million, have a bigger team, and then be able to expand other locations. I know you've talked about that. What have been some of the biggest milestones for you, personally, on a personal level, biggest wins?
That's a good question. That's a great question.
Yeah, what are you most proud of yourself now?
Yeah, I think it's a mindset shift. I think before starting the business, I was kind of stuck in a, corporate job. I didn't love it. I actually hated it. And I always knew I wanted to do something, but I never knew what that was or how to get it started or how to grow it or how to scale it, and eventually how to step away and just have a money machine that's bringing you money. And so I think leaving my corporate job, starting the business, and then ultimately having a business that generates me money every single month is one of my biggest accomplishments. And I couldn't have done it without a coach guiding me along the way. I would have been still stuck to this day if I didn't have the right person showing me what to do and how to do it.
For people that come across my stuff and my ads and my profile and check me out and are interested, but might think I'm a scam, what would you say to them?
Yeah, I would say looking at what you built, it's undeniable. I would say your program absolutely works, and your program works if you work the program. If you don't work the program, it won't work. So you need to take everything that you learn from the program and actually apply it. And if you apply it, you'll have undeniable results.
With your mindset now and where you're going, like, what do you want to do next? What's next to accomplish in your business?
Just doubling down on what's working, continue to do what's working, continue to scale, continue to grow, eventually expand into other markets. But there's so much room left in our current market to expand. We're just going to continue plugging away.
Love it, man. Well, cool. Last thing, what advice would you give to someone who's just like yourself when we first met? Like someone who's sitting there, they're editing everything themselves, they don't have a proven path, feel stuck. What advice would you give to that person?
Yeah, I would say lower your ego, understand and accept the fact that you need help and you need guidance, or else you're going to struggle for so long and you may struggle forever if you don't accept the fact that you need help, and reach out for help and get the help that you need, because you're going to get to where you want to go to 10 times faster, 20 times faster, 30 times faster if you have the right people guiding you along the way.